Welcome back, YouTubers, to my channel of an everyday life with an Aspie. If you're new to my channel, I welcome you all, and I'm all about creating mental health and awareness, sharing my life stories. This is talking about mental health and awareness versus also tips and advice along the way with your general health versus your mental health. And I also go about my merry way to try and give you some support, advice, and what have you, and just some form of encouragement one way or another, whatever you're personally struggling at that given time. So as been put to my attention, basically I'm doing all about the mental health awareness versus hopefully more the autism, and even though it's a broad topic, this one's mainly is broken into a series right now, which is how to accept rejection. I've done part 1 already basically, and now I'm up to part 2 of learning from rejection. So hopefully I'm learning something along the way within these series of what I'm wanting to share, because I feel in my heart, no matter what we go through, that we should be able to share it around to family and friends or whoever at that point of time. So this one's about how to accept rejection, part 2, learning from rejection. So let's begin this. Number 1, think of it as cutting your teeth. One way to look at rejection is to think that it's inevitable on your path to success. After all, how many actors got the leading role after their very first auditions towards this play that they were attempting on? How many writers got their book published on their first attempt to become noticed? You may think that success either comes naturally to people or it doesn't. But the fact of the matter is that rejection should be worn as badges of honour and signs of your commitment, not indicators of your future successes. Whenever you get rejected, just think of it as an inevitable step on the way to your success. If you're already seeking out publication, tell yourself that you won't even have a chance to publish one of your short stories before you get 50 rejections. Every time you get one, just think of it as a step on the way to success. If you're seeking out a new job, you should consider that the fact you'll get at least 5 or 10 or even 15 rejections for every time you're asked for an interview. Be proud of all those rejections, because it means you're trying and you're closer to acceptance of the job or your dream job, to where it may lead you. Number 2, see what you can do better for the next time around. Use the rejection to help you think about your future and the next attempt you make at whatever it is you're trying to achieve in the first place. If you didn't do well in an interview, ask yourself, if you can improve your communication style or your body language, what was it? How can it be fixed? Or how can it be, adjusted to the right scenario? Then you're on the way of, racking up more experience before you try to follow that same path again. If your novel manuscript was rejected by many agents, ask yourself, if I could stand another revision that cuts some of the endearing scenes or sharpen the dialogue. Think about the improvements you can make before you try again the next time round and work to achieve those. If you're lucky enough to get some constructive feedback from whoever, then use it to help you move forward. If an employer told you you need to improve your writing skills, then get a tutor or ask a well-versed friend for help. If an agent told you your protagonist isn't original enough, see if you need to make him or her stand out. Of course, some of the feedback you may get be worthless or completely missing the point of what you wanted to achieve. You don't have to forever change yourself, however, or your work to meet another person's notion of success, unless you agree with it. So it's okay to, say no, therefore. Number 3, look at how much you've progressed since the first rejection. If this is your first time being rejected, then hats off to you. Welcome to the club. Most of us have been rejected many times in our years, one way or another. If you're anything like this, then you'll probably have a stack of rejections stored away somewhere in your closet. Don't look at this as something sad. Be proud of yourself for all the rejections you have racked up and earned. Then take a look at some of your earlier rejections and see if you can chart them and how much you've progressed since then, whether we're talking professionally or personally. However, you'll see that you've grown so much as a student, writer, human, or whatever the case may be at that point of your life. This works especially well if you're a struggling writer. Take a look at your earlier stories and compare them to the ones you're working on now. Sure, if you're still facing a lot of rejection, you have a lot of doubts about your work, don't let it get to you. Instead, think about how much you've progressed since the first rejection, and be proud of yourself for plunging on forward. If you're talking about a romantic rejection here, then yeah, it may not be easy to rack them up. However, still thinking about that first valued relationship and considering how much you've grown as a person and how much you've been able to open up. Remember that not all rejections are created equal and that you're always progressing, even if you feel like rejection will never end. Number 4, know when it's time to move on. One of the hardest parts of accepting rejection in life is having to consider whether or not the thing we were pursuing is worth pursuing. Though you should not let rejection get you down or keep you from fulfilling your potential, there's a time and a place for everything. And if you had an endless string of rejection, it may be the moment to ask yourself whether the thing you're pursuing on is worth pursuing, or whether you should go about it a different way. Insanity has been defined as trying the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. If you feel like you've been trying the same approach again and again and you keep on getting rejected, it may be time to follow a new path. There's a really fine line between being persistent and being stubborn, however. If you really believe that your book is polished and ready for an agent, then you may keep trying to find the right agent for your work after the first 60 rejections. But if all the rejections are telling you that the book needs a lot of work, then your time may be spent in revising your manuscript than in facing the same form of rejection again and again. If you've been asking out or trying to impact the same girl or guy for months and you feel like you're not going anywhere, then it may be time to accept what has happened and time to move on from it. Use your experiences to help you find the person who will like you for you and that are, who, instead of thinking that you should try and force it upon them. Number 5, know that everything happens for a reason, or most of the time, anywho. Sure, everything happens for a reason. I believe that. Maybe one of the most annoying things you can possibly hear, especially when you've just been devastated by rejection. You may think that this is just an empty phrase that people use to comfort each other, and has no real substance at all in it. But of course, there are times when something really crappy happens, and you have to let your wounds or put a band-aid on it and move on. But if you think about past rejections or setbacks in your life, you may see that they actually led to something wonderful. Even if it may not seem it the right way now, or just in the now, accept the fact that this rejection could lead to something positive that you can't possibly imagine. Let's say you got rejected from the tennis team. You have been training all summer for it and been getting everything on it, but now you can still try out for the volley team. And who knows, this sport might be a better fit for your life. But you may feel like your college experience won't be the same if you don't go to university, messy university, like you always wanted. But once you do get to college, you couldn't be able to imagine life without any of your new friends by your side. You'll look back on the day when you thought about, Massey University being your dream school, and you'll laugh it off. This may not be imaginable now, but really it will happen. Excuse me. Well, last but not least, as an example, maybe you'll get rejected from what you thought was your dream job. Well, the rejection may lead you to a career in a slightly different direction, and a new and exciting direction, and a scary one, and to find a new path that you never would have thought otherwise or even considered. Well, this basically ends the second part on how to accept rejection part 2. Give me the like for thumbs up for engagement. Comment below. Feel free to follow me on my social media sites. Don't forget, if you want to join my YouTube family, feel free to subscribe so you can join in for the ride of, the twists and turns of what Aspie gets up to. Feel free also to turn on the notification bell so that you are ready to, accept and watch my new content. Feel free to share these videos around to family and friends. And all for the do, guys, thanks for your support, thanks for watching. Do what you love what you do. Until next time, Aspie signing out, and I'll see you again soon.